Hello everybody, Austin Hill Shaw here, founder of Creativity Matters and author of The Shoreline of Wonder on Being Creative. Today I want to talk about the masculine and feminine and how those manifest within the creative process. The masculine and the feminine and how they partake within the creative process. So for those of you that have been following me, basically there's three kind of categories in terms of the way I think of creativity. One is insight, and insight are those aha moments that we have, where basically something comes to us and suddenly we have a new perspective on things, and sometimes it's a feeling of transcendence on some levels. It's like you're rising above the details that we were just in, and suddenly you see a pattern. So that's insight. And on the other side, we have manifestation, okay? Manifestation is the work that we do in order to bring our insights into the world. So that is manifestation. And in the middle, there's something I call self-expression. And self-expression is basically where we're perceiving the world through the kind of the lens of the insights, where things are coming to us while we are at the same time manifesting things. It's what you might call the flow state. So right now I'm standing in what I call the universal ground of everything, and right behind me are two of my favorite mountains in the entire world. Okay, on this side, on my right, we have what I call Vajrayogini. Okay, Vajrayogini is that long V-shaped ridge that you see in the distance over there, okay? And Vajrayogini is a feminine name. It's named after a Yidam within the Tibetan Buddhist lineage, okay? So I like to think as this insight is the process of insight, those aha moments is a feminine experience. If you'll notice the way, looking at Vajrayogini back here, you'll notice how that V-shaped ridge seems to gather the sky. It feels like it's just holding the sky, right? It feels like it's bringing that and cradling it in some ways. And that is exactly the feeling that I get when I'm having insight, as though something much bigger than myself is coming to me. In the same way that V-shaped ridge holds the sky. So that's the feminine portion of the creative process. Insight is a feminine process. It's a process of opening up. It's a process of receiving. It's typically associated with the right hemisphere of the brain. And insights are associated specifically with something called the anterior superior temporal gyrus, which is right in this area, okay? Insight problems themselves are problems that are not solved through iteration, but through sudden, aha, now you get it. It's when all the fragmentations come together. And that is what's represented here by Vajrayogini. On this other side, we have what I call Padmasambhava Peak. And Padmasambhava is a masculine being within the Tibetan Buddhist lineage. And he's seen to be known as the lotus-born. And he wears a sword, and he has wears a shawl and a cloak of brocade, and has these wild eyes. And if you notice, Padmasambhava is kind of the quintessence of a mountain, broad shoulders, big, and kind of penetrating the sky. And this is what I see to be the masculine or manifestation portion of the creative process. It's when we effort to go out and do things. We make decisions, we define the project, we decide who we're going to work with, we set it in time, we look at our budgets, and all those things we're using primarily what we call the left hemisphere of our brain, really the executive function, where we're starting to try to figure out and put things into timetables, okay? So this is the masculine expression. You can see here how beautiful that mountain is, and it's very different from Vajrayogini. Vajrayogini is gathering the sky. Padmasambhava is penetrating the sky, okay? So when we're manifesting, the sky is still there, right? The insight is still there, and yet we're moving it forward. We're bringing it into the manifest realm. And the space of creative flow has both of these two beings present at the same time. We have the feminine nature of Vajrayogini and the masculine nature of Padmasambhava. And that is what brings forth the flow state, where we can be open and receptive to the world while at the same time we are bringing things out, that we're taking action, that we're making decisions, that we're putting paint on canvas, that we're pouring things into beakers. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but when you're in that flow state, you'll notice that you have the feminine quality of openness and the masculine quality of efforting to bring things out in the world. And that's why, interesting enough, in Vajrayana Buddhism and Tibetan Buddhism, they often show the highest state of spirituality to be a union between the masculine and feminine. The masculine and the feminine coming together and embracing in sacred union. And that's the same feeling that I get when I am in the space of self-expression. Again, the self being the sky, being expressed through me out into the manifest world. So anyways, I hope this was helpful for you. This is Austin Neal Shaw, founder of Creativity Matters and author of The Shoreline of Wonder, reminding you to connect deeply, to make a difference, and to inspire creativity in others. And it looks like it's starting to rain. Better get out of here. Thank you so much. Hey, and if you have any comments on this, anything that you'd like to share, please leave it in the section below. I'd love to hear what your experience is in terms of how you experience insight, manifestation, and self-expression. Thank you so much.